It's time to raise Xinyan.
Xinyan's the name? Wrong? Xinyan's the name?
I guess Xinyan, maybe Xinyan. Until new characters come out, she is the final character I have yet to raise. With all the characters in the entire game, she is the only one that's not level 70 yet. We are going to change that today, of course. There is a reason she's the last one, and I would say the last one by far. I just really never wanted to. I don't really get how she works. I mean, I guess I do, but she's just kind of weird. She's like pyro, but also physical, but also she has a shield that's kind of weak. Pretty much every shield besides maybe Noelle and Zhongli are kind of weak, so. But I digress. I'm gonna give it my best shot here. Before I get started with that, I'd like to thank today's video sponsor, Red Magic, and their new Red Magic 8 Pro gaming phone. Taking it out of the box and powering it up, we see the first feature. It's nearly all screen. I've never seen bezels that small before. It does have a front-facing camera, but it's behind the screen, so the best of both worlds. Besides that, it's a super fast phone with the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip, 120Hz refresh rate, and active cooling. Yes, there's a tiny little RGB fan back here. It's quite sleek. I love the partially see-through back, the angular design, and personally I fancy RGB, but it can be switched off. There's also these insanely fast 520Hz shoulder triggers, giving you a real advantage in fast-paced shooters like PUBG or Fortnite. Here's a fun little use case where I can use bow characters in Genshin quite nicely with the shoulder buttons. You can fully charge the large 6000 mAh battery in under 45 minutes with its 65-watt fast charging, and it's no slouch in the camera department either, boasting a 50 megapixel rear camera with fast autofocus, HDR mode, and low light night view, as well as ultra wide and macro lenses. So all around an amazing phone that excels in gaming, but can do everything else you'd want a phone to do as well. Links to check out the Red Magic 8 Pro will be in the description below, so make sure to check it out. I've also sent a message over to my buddy Sporefist, also known as Gazimon, who is basically a Xinyan main, or at least a Xinyan enthusiast. And, you know, maybe they can help me a little bit. We did pre-farm a bit, so it shouldn't be that bad. Let's just go ahead and start with getting that 3rd star there. Now getting her up to 60. For the next star, we gotta walk like 15 meters over to this crafting station. Grab one of these bad boys. And there's her 4th star. Usually for older characters, I would get them to 80, but she's also already C6. So when I inevitably and eventually do the God mode, I want there to be some difference, and at least 20 levels would make that a bit different. Her talents have not been touched. Since I guess she can be a sort of main DPS, we probably should raise her normal. Kind of don't want to, if I'm honest. I'm kind of apprehensive, but we're gonna start with her skill and burst. Well, we currently have 5 condensed, so we're probably gonna just drop those in the book domain and then do what we can. Pyro domain, this one's actually pretty easy and fast as far as I remember. I think last time I was doing this domain, I was using my bloom team and that seemed to work out pretty well. No purples, but we don't actually need them, I guess, so whatever for now. Wow, 4-4. I'm pretty sure that is the worst drop that is physically possible with a condensed. Another 4-4, dude. Well, at least this time we got purples, which again we don't need now, but will in the future. Last condensed, 2 more purples. Not sure if that's gonna be enough books, but let's leave and check. Back to the crafting station. Eula bonus? Not 1 Eula bonus from 14. That's not very nice. Yeah, even so, I am gonna start with her burst, and then we'll raise her basic with whatever we have left over. Yeah, we gotta stop at level 5. I mean, close enough, but yeah, let's go ahead and do the talent and constellation overview. She's a great sword user, gonna be swinging around that sword pretty slow. She is one of the great sword users that can become a Beyblade, which is pretty cool. Nothing more to say about that really. Her elemental skill is a pyro attack that also gives her a shield. This shield strength is based on her defense, and depending on how many enemies you hit with her elemental skill, you'll get a level 1 to 3 shield, corresponding to the amount of enemies you hit. The higher the level, the stronger the shield, but if you manage to hit 3 enemies with her skill and get a level 3 shield, there'll be some periodic pyro damage. The shield will also apply Xinyan with pyro, which can be helpful in some situations, like getting rid of a different element that you don't want on you. And finally, her burst is a pure damage skill, dealing physical and pyro damage. With her first passive, it decreases the opponent requirement for getting shield levels. So once you get the passive, you only need to hit 2 enemies to get the max shield. And her final passive is a physical damage buff for anyone protected by her shield. As far as constellations go, her C1 gives her a attack speed boost when she criticals. Her C2 guarantees that her burst will crit, and will also produce a level 3 shield. With her C4, any enemies you hit with her elemental skill will have their physical resistance reduced. At C6, the stamina consumption of her charge attack is decreased. She also gained an attack buff equal to 50% of her def for her charge attack. So we're gonna go ahead and build her now. I usually like to stick to a 4-star weapon for raising modes, but as you can see, I don't have a ton of them raised except for Blackcliff Slasher, which is a battle pass weapon. But I'm gonna go ahead and make an exception since, again, yeah, we don't have mini raised. I think the fish weapon would be all right for her as well. It does increase her burst damage, which is her biggest hit. I'm not sure how I feel about white blind since I'm probably not going to build her with a bunch of def in mind. Def increases her shield strength a little bit, and I guess at C6 her charge attack damage a bit, but I don't think it's really worth focusing on over attack. Xinyan being from Liyue, the Lithic Blade might be pretty interesting if most of the rest of your team is from Liyue also. Definitely some solid 4-star options I would say, but yeah. Black Cliff Slasher, mainly just for the stats and because it's raised. As for how we're gonna build her, we currently have her in some random stuff I gave her so she didn't die during the Talent and Constellation overview. Gazimon got back to me, by the way. The Xinyan enthusiast, or actually they have since confirmed they are a Xinyan main. Triple crowned, by the way. And they definitely focused more on her physical DPS capabilities, which makes sense since that is where most of her damage is coming from anyway. So with that being said, we might go the Pale Flame set we currently have. They have her in 4-piece retracing bull-eyed, but I really don't have like any of those artifacts raised, honestly, so it does make sense though. You know, increases shield strength by 35% and normal and charge attack damage increased by 40% while protected by a shield. They also did mention that her shield isn't much of a shield as it is a don't get hit and get buffs, so I'm actually wondering if Pale Flame might not be a little overkill actually. She is also a bit unique because her burst will never not critical. I would really much prefer to give her a crit damage circlet. As far as I remember, the Pale Flame set I do have has a bunch of crit rate on the substats anyway, so we should have plenty of crit just from that. There she is in the 4-piece Pale Flame with, of course, the famous Level Walker circlet. Pretty typical DPS stats, attack, physical, crit. She is still in a 4-star weapon, but let's take a quick look at the her current attributes. 1800 attack, 61 crit, 175 crit damage. They did mention like a 1-to-3 ratio is better because the fact her burst always crits, which makes sense. We also have 83 physical bonus currently. I would like to see if Pale Flame will actually work. If it does work, it'll only work if we can get the max shield, because then it like spews out the fire, and I assume that counts as an elemental skill attack, but we'll see. We are now going to try and solo our daily quest. Hopefully there is some fighting in some of them. Oh yes, there are some enemies indeed. Yeah, that should work. Okay, we got the max shield. That's very cool. Let's try her burst here. Nice little 30k. Actually, I'm surprised. No buffs or anything yet. Not bad, not bad. 6k per swirl on her Beyblade. Oh wait, this wasn't the daily quest. It says complete light chasing challenge. Okay, let's pretend this was the daily quest because that one does not involve fighting. Beep. What are those wings though? I think she'd look good in the KFC wings actually. Yeah, not bad at all. Got a time trial challenge here. This should be interesting. I'm really not sure about this one actually. If it wasn't time-based, I'm sure she could do it, but I mean, hey, we'll see, we'll see. Oh yeah, and I wanted to see if this thing actually does work. She has 123 physical damage bonus, so I assume so. And we actually got through that in way less time than it provided us. Don't know why I was worried about it, but we have another challenge here. That's kind of interesting. Wait, what the hell is this? Oh, okay, this isn't really a fighting one either. It's like the whack-a-mole. I've never done this daily quest before. Okay, that was very easy though. One quest to go. Those look like enemies down there. Nice, got the double shield. Uh-oh, she only has 3,500 HP left. Gotta be careful. She died. She failed the daily quest challenge. Big plunge attack. Nice little 11k. Let me just try some Beyblade actually. Yeah, I don't know if she can handle this daily quest actually. I mean, probably. I'm gonna try again though. Okay, got rid of one. I'm just gonna try and dodge them until my shield is back. Really gotta watch out for the lightning, dude. Ow! Bro, it's my fault. Gonna heal her up a little bit at least. Let me just kill this one. Let me just kill one. Okay, we got rid of one. Maybe we can just take care of the other one. He's tired, he's exhausted, he just wants to die now. Bye-bye. Hey, look at that. Xinyan passed the daily quest challenge. Woo! Now, of course, let's go straight to Masanori and see if we can get some decent numbers. I guess she can kind of be used as a support as well because she can increase physical damage, but I kind of just want to try and see if we can get her own damage pretty high. But yeah, Rosaria can also decrease physical res, which would be good. Lisa apparently also decreases resistance. I'll need to check that again to see where exactly she does that. Oh yeah, there you go, with their lightning rose, 15% def. So I built Rosaria and Lisa up a little bit. Not well, so they're not gonna do anything insane, but I'm just mainly trying to see Xinyan stuff here anyway. All right, everyone finally has their burst. Let's go ahead and give this a look-see here. Should be superconducted already. Let's get the shield first just for fun, and then 50k now. Not bad, not bad. What are her normal attacks doing? Beyblade attacks, 10k. They also did mention double Geo for Geo res is pretty good, and just not having superconduct. They go with Goro and Albedo, but I would probably still go with the Zhongli because I think Xinyan's shield would still break in like one hit. I'm not good enough to never get hit. We can throw Albedo in there for extra def, I guess, to give Xinyan some extra bonuses on like her charge attack. I mean, I guess we could try Binny. Also gives us Pyro Res then, and her burst will still do physical. We could also try a Pyro Xinyan just for fun. Kind of makes a little bit more sense with her since she's doing Pyro anyway with other stuff. We're just gonna start with, I guess, some Beyblades here. Oh yeah, but actually, let's just see her burst. That actually does more than Superconduct. Superconduct was like 50 and this was 55. That's actually insane. I mean, of course, Binny helped a bit as well, but yeah, I'm surprised. Hey, stop blocking for a second, please. 67? Okay. Getting somewhere. Obviously, she's doing pyro attacks now, but they actually weren't horrible either. Definitely should try Pyro Xinyan, actually. I'm also pretty sure I have slightly better stats on my Crimson Witch. Yeah, now we're talking. When we do get a critical, it's gonna be pretty nice. Her burst also does do pyro damage naturally, but I don't think it's a ton. Let's do some Beyblade. Yeah, I mean, we're getting like almost 10k, but the thing is we're not getting any Vaporize because we need to do normal attacks for that. So that's kind of the unfortunate thing. I did see a 15k in there. 15k basic? That's something. Let's try that again. Let's check out her burst. I mean, oh, wait a second. I actually saw some pretty big pyro numbers in there, and the physical wasn't that much lower. It was still like 42k. I'm surprised. They also mentioned you could actually use Xinyan instead of Binny in a Eula team. I don't really want to try that because I guess I don't really know how to use Eula. It kind of does make sense since Eula already has so much attack on her own with like a gravestone or whatever. Xinyan gives like physical bonuses, and I think her C4, was it her C4? Reduces physical resistance, yeah. But yeah, I guess that'll pretty much do it for the little showcase here. I'm still not sure exactly how I feel about her. Apparently she can be used in a lot of different ways in a lot of different teams, even in a lot of different builds, which is cool, I suppose. I don't think I'm gonna be maining her anytime soon, but I don't think she deserves the amount of hate she gets, that's for sure. She is just kind of a weird character though, because she's like pyro and physical, and it's just kind of all weird and mixed and def scaling on shield. It's just, she's a weird character, so that's probably what it is, but make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below. Dropping a like or subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time,